Small Stories from Life Part 20. Here is the first story, the snail story. One day, the baby snail asked her mother, "Mom, why do we have to carry such a heavy and hard shell on our backs since we were born?" "Because our bodies don't have bones and limbs to move fast like other species, we can only crawl, and crawl very slowly." The mother snail explained, "The caterpillar also has no bones and can't crawl fast. Why doesn't she have to carry such a heavy and hard shell like us?" "Because the caterpillar will turn into a butterfly and the sky will protect her." "But the earthworm also has no bones and can't transform. Why doesn't she have to carry anything on her back?" "Because the earthworm will burrow into the ground and the ground will protect her." The baby snail suddenly burst into tears and exclaimed, "We are so pitiful, the sky doesn't protect us and the ground doesn't protect us either. That's why we have a shell on our backs." The mother snail comforted her baby. "We do not rely on the sky or the earth, we only rely on ourselves." Lesson learned. Each tree, each flower, each house, each situation, no one's living situation is exactly the same. Therefore, happiness or not depends on each person's perspective. The important thing is that we know how to be satisfied and happy with what we have. Thank you for listening.
Followed by the second story, What is Enlightenment? A practitioner asked the old monk what he did before he attained enlightenment. The old monk replied that he chopped wood, carried water, and cooked rice. The practitioner asked what happened after he attained enlightenment. The old monk said that he chopped wood, carried water, and cooked rice. The practitioner was surprised. What was the difference from before he attained enlightenment? The old monk calmly explained that before he attained enlightenment, when he was chopping wood, he was worried about carrying water, and when he was carrying water, he thought about cooking rice. But when he attained enlightenment, when he chopped wood, he only focused on chopping wood. When he was carrying water, he only thought about carrying water, and when he cooked rice, he only focused on cooking rice. The lesson learned is, a simple mind is the way. Thank you for listening.
Followed by the third story, Learn to Grow Up. A small fragile flower grows next to a tall pine tree. The flower is extremely happy and is protected by the pine tree and shielded from the wind and rain. From day to day it lives happily and carefree without any worries. One day suddenly a group of people come and cut down the big pine tree and take it away. The small flower sadly cries, "Without the pine tree to protect me, how will I live? When it rains heavily and the wind is strong, what should I do?" Hearing the small flower's cry, a nearby tree speaks up to comfort me, "Don't be so pessimistic now. Even though there is no pine tree to protect you, you can directly receive sunlight and raindrops, so you will become more beautiful and stronger, and when people see you, they will admire how beautiful the small flower is. Just think about how happy you will feel at that time." The small flower heard this and immediately smiled and became happy again. Lesson learned. Everyone should separate themselves from the protection of their parents and family to learn how to grow up, as well as calmly face unexpected events. A person must be tempered through countless challenges to become strong. Without experiencing storms, how can we see the rainbow? Thank you for listening.
Followed by the fourth story, Jokes. People in a village often came to a wise man for advice on life's problems. Some people came to see him many times, but each time they complained about the same problem. One day the wise man decided to gather everyone and tell them a joke. After listening to it, everyone burst out laughing. A few minutes later, he told the story again, but only a few people smiled. After a while, the wise man told the story for the third time, and this time no one laughed anymore. Then he calmly said, "If you can't laugh 3 times at a funny story, why should you cry many times over the same sad story?" The lesson is that worrying, fear and sadness will not help you solve your problems but will only waste your time and energy. Thank you for listening.
Followed by the fifth story, Where to Find Happiness. On the savannah, there was a mother and her child lion. One day, the lion cub asked his mother, "Mom, where can I find happiness?" The mother lion replied that happiness was in her child's tail. The naive lion cub tried hard to chase his tail, but he chased and chased but still couldn't catch it. The mother lion looked at her child attentively, smiled gently and said, "Silly, you don't need to chase happiness. Just keep your head up and move forward, and happiness will follow you." The lesson learned is that it turns out we don't need to try hard to chase happiness. Just keep your head up and move forward, and happiness will always be with us. Here we would like to end this story. Thanks for listening. Hello and see you again in Small Stories of Life Part 21.